On first down, Osweiler. Oh, he stays up. He gets away from one. And almost intercepted. It would have been his second pick of the game. Instead, it'll be second down.
He's not exactly had a banner start to this game. We're still in the first quarter. He's already thrown an interception, and that should have been the second one.
17's yours. Watch 17. Here we go.
Play action. Now Osweiler. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Sometimes the coverage is so good, no matter what you're doing on offense, you just can't shake anyone free. They try their best to find someone open, but they took away every passing alley, every angle, and shut the play down.
Here's Osweiler to throw. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This will be fielded at the 8. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff?
Yeah.
Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up third. The Broncos on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Osweiler. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. He went backwards 5 yards there on third down to bring up 4. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. Fielded about a yard deep. No, he faked it with a juke. Now he's got some room.
Now, that's the kind of return you're looking for. To get to that spot on the field, that allows you to do a lot of things on offense.
A reminder, coming up tonight, Green Bay visits Atlanta. All sorts of storylines there. A playoff rematch, also the opening of Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And then on Monday night, the Giants host the Lions.
So the Giants play on Sunday night and Monday night to open the season.
Yeah, 2 under the lights. Now a handoff here to his running back. Try to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Well, a well-executed blitz, no doubt. Great job by the linebacker. Maybe the quarterback, if he could have seen that, could have audibled there.
Yeah, he needed to be in a different play because that one just meshed perfectly for the defense. All the gaps were filled except for the one the offense really wanted to run through, and that was filled by a big man wanting to make a tackle.
And he made a great tackle. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Broncos offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. Final play of the half. It's Osweiler. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Harold Jones-Corte. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. Now, you folks don't know what you're missing. You're missing Larry Ridley. Ready to get back, though, to this Week 2 matchup. Let's get to it. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Brock Osweiler now heading out there to get set to go here on offense. And he's had some time to chew on that interception he threw on his last drive back in the first half.
Well, normally we say, want to get him right back out on the field and play again, right? But as you mentioned, had the halftime, had to stew about it a little bit. Maybe he'll have a chance to relax a little and kind of laugh and chuckle and let it go.
He'll hope to respond positively here to start the third quarter. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. Four yards remaining now on second down.
Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end.
From the gun, it's Osweiler. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10.
Watch tight end. Even. 4 down.
Now they try the right side here. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. They were in the 4-3. Mike linebacker made a great tackle.
And when that happens, generally it means that the guys up front, the 4 down defensive linemen, have absorbed all the blockers and allowed him to run free to the football. He ends up with a textbook tackle.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Denver has a first down on the 15-yard play.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Now a handoff looking right. And some room to work. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 10 more there and another first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Johnson with a completion over the middle. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. A really good pickup of 28 yards. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve.
Watch tight end. Tight end's right. Hurry up.
They'll run it now out of the gun.
4 down.
And he will fight his way into the end zone for a Bronco touchdown. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Broncos get a bit closer. And there he had to break multiple tackles to earn that touchdown. Bottom line, he earned that touchdown.
Indeed he did. That was pretty much a get off of me run and all the way into the end zone.
Out now comes the Cowboys punter. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Taking it about the 16. It'll be a 47-yard punt with a net of 40 following a 7-yard return. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10.
Watch tight end. Tight right.
Gonna give this time to the tailback. And he'll be brought down here at the 28. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
And he will find his man for the first time, Demaryius Thomas. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. First down and 10 now for the offensive group.
Eyes on 85.
They'll throw on first down with Osweiler. Over the middle, open is Thomas. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. 90 catches, close to 1,100 yards last year for Thomas. For most guys, that'd be incredible. For Thomas, those numbers his lowest since 2011.
Well, he does have his old offensive coordinator back, so I'm sure he's expecting to get back to his former levels of play.
Now Osweiler on second down. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Bronco first down. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there if he's willing to take the hit.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. David Irving with a great push up front. He picks up the sack and a loss of 8. On second down, here's Osweiler. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Bailey now to kick this one away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20. Call it the 21-yard line. Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. He's had a good performance, moved the ball effectively on the ground. Of course, he has the 1 touchdown.
And when you're able to move it as effectively as you've described, that leads to finding a way into the end zone. And now he's just trying to do it for a second time. And, of course, with that comes additional yardage.
Yeah, looking for additional yardage. And, again, that second score here in the third quarter. A big play there on the catch and run. 45 yards.
As we continue to advance in the NFL, as people continue to scout players, they really don't care as much about body types as they care about those guys who could make people miss, run through tackles, and gain all that additional run after catch. Anybody who has that ability, they want them on their team.
Detroit! Set! Blue landing!
Now they try the right side here. Oh, and now he bowls him over. Space to run past the 20. And he's brought down, but not before reaching the 8-yard line. A big hitter there. A first down gain of 26 yards.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. Well, they try to swing it out left into the flat, complete, but really nice open field tackling.
And they played that one like a great boxer. They were on their toes on that one. They weren't back on their heels reacting to the play. No, they saw it, came right for it, and made a nice tackle for lost yardage.
In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. DeMarcus Lawrence able to collapse the pocket and drop him for a loss of 3.
Second goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football, had to eat it, and ended up on the ground.
The offense on third down, they've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here. From the shotgun, Osweiler. That's caught. It's Thomas. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Demaryius Thomas, his second touchdown on the season. And the Broncos cut into that lead. Bailey now to kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The Bronco offense now set to come back out onto the field. And they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive. But they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect. They know how to attack and what plays they want to put together. But they've got to keep it moving in the right direction because, as you did note, they are down on the scoreboard.
A gain of 6 there on first. Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time, down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
Give them 14 yards there and a Denver first down.
All right, here we go.
Now Osweiler on first down. He's going to flip one out here to his running back.
Wrap up.
Still moving. And he's going to be marked down deep in Dallas territory. A big play there on third down for the Broncos. And even 40 yards. From the red zone now, here's Osweiler on first down. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Oh, and it's incomplete. That would have been big in the end zone if he could have held on. Instead, it's second down. Down this close to the goal line, first down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on first down in this situation because second down, that gives me an option of running play action and maybe throwing it.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. A great effort there with his second touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Broncos get a bit closer. He's doing his part, but still facing a sizable deficit.
And he would like to do more, but he needs help from the other 2/3, right? He needs his defense to bow up a little bit, and he also needs special teams to maybe create some big plays and help them get back in it.
Well, it's still enough. They are, by the way, into the 4th quarter now in Oakland. The Raiders have widened their lead even further. Derek Carr, over 300 yards now and also 3 touchdown passes. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing.
Before this week's game, make sure to install your game plan. Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Well, they may be coming into this game off a loss last week, but this fella didn't have anything to hang his head about. He scored 2 rushing touchdowns in that one, and he wouldn't mind adding a few more in this game. It's the Broncos going up against the Bills.
Larry, we're just about 4 miles off the shores of Lake Erie at New Era Field in Orchard Park. A few moments ago, to the delight of this Buffalo crowd, it was the Bills racing out of the tunnel as they get set to match up with the Denver Broncos. Hello, everybody. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you take a look at the Bills entering play here. It's been a great start to the season, back-to-back wins to begin the campaign.
Yeah, you don't want to get too excited. There's still a lot of season to go, but they've come out playing good fundamental football, and that might carry them a long way.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Broncos, they were losers their last time out. They're going to try to get back in the win column, but obviously they're going to have to do that in a hostile environment. Colton Schmidt, fourth-year man from UC Davis, on to punt it away. He'll kick it away after a 3-and-out on the opening drive of the game. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And we'll see what he can do on the return. Powers through. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10.
Tight ends Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo. 4 down. 4 down.
Throwing now, Osweiler on 1st down. Over the middle, it's Thomas. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The Bronco 1st down there, 12 yards on the play.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down, executed it to perfection. On 1st and 10, it's Osweiler. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete.
Oh, that's sweet.
What an effort. There he goes left side. And all the way home for a Bronco score. A big play there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Broncos have taken the early lead. Well, he's used to running it that distance. Here he had to catch it, too, before making the run. Heck of a play for the score.
There's not many things better for an offense than a back who's a complete guy who can run it and catch it. And we just saw him complete a big-time play for a touchdown.
Here's Colton Schmidt now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time.
Let's go, guys.
He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Oh, he'll field it in the end zone. Give him 11 yards that time on the return, and the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. Now this Broncos offensive unit ready to head back out onto the field. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing, and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
So a look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. They tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to.
On 3rd down, Osweiler. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. 7 yards on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. Here's Colton Schmidt now, as he's on to punt for Buffalo.
Let's go, guys.
And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. And Denver getting set to take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. On 2nd down, Osweiler. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Out of the gun, it's Osweiler. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he's finally taken down, but not before getting across midfield and across the 45-yard line. A very solid gain of 27.
Gotta like what we're seeing from him so far in this game. This is the third game of the season, and he's already accumulated an AFC Offensive Player of the Week award in this young year.
Yeah, week 2 was his. The announcement came Wednesday that he got that award. And now a first down following that long gain.
Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end.
And he's going to be brought down at about the 33-yard line. North of 100 yards, the 2 scores. And, you got to give a lot of credit to the O-line. We talked a lot about him, but offensive line was good, too.
They're obviously in sync with each other, whether it's zone blocking, power running game, no matter what. He understands how to read them and find the creases that they provide.
Now it's Osweiler. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. So just 1 yard to go here on third down. Osweiler now to throw on third down. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. Here's Colton Schmidt now. He'll boot it away from about his 35. He gets us away. It's a good one. Drawing toward the sidelines. And Denver getting set to take the field. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Here's Osweiler. And this is going to be incomplete.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it, sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And, yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. From the gun on third down, Osweiler finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. A pretty sizable deficit here in the first quarter. This defense probably need to get off the field in those situations on third down.
And you and I both know in this huddle before that last third down play, that's exactly what they talked about. Let's make a play. Let's get off the field. Let's reverse the momentum.
And this is caught. A huge play there for Denver. 57 yards.
Usually hitting a deep post pattern, as we just saw there for a big gainer, that's tough to do because you usually have a safety or two in the middle of the field. But if you hit enough crossers and underneath routes and curls, you start to get those guys creeping up, wanting to make plays on the football. It's the equivalent of a change-up in baseball. You show your other stuff, throw the change-up, and on that play, it worked for big yardage.
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Back alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this offense on third down today, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and goal. Throwing again, Osweiler. And that is incomplete. Here's Colton Schmidt now, as he's on for the 5th time here today.
Let's go, guys. Come on. Pump it up, baby. Let's get loud.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away.
Eyes up. Let's go. Eyes up.
Fielded just inside the 20. A reminder coming up in the Sunday night game, matchup you don't see very often, a rematch of Super Bowl 18. The Raiders traveling to Washington, and then tomorrow on Monday night we'll see the Cowboys heading to the desert to take on the Cardinals.
Former NFC East rivals.
And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. We should mention, to go along with a great game he had last week, he was rightfully named AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
And he shares that with his offensive line, the tight end, his fullback. He's looking for more and more of that in this game.
Lucky 56.
Osweiler throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Well, not to get too overcritical there because he knows what he's doing, but his shoulders looked a little off kilter there when he threw that.
I don't think you're being overly critical there. You're just analyzing it, and he gets those shoulders right. That pass will go from incomplete to complete.
And he comes back with one complete. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game. Whoosh!
It's a big play there for the Broncos. 41 yards. And runs like that with explosiveness, that's what this rookie can bring to the table.
And add to it speed, patience, vision. A rookie has all of that. That's usually a veteran's combo plate. I love this guy.
And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line.
I'm wondering, partner, if they might need to sub him out for a play or two, because after that long run he just had on the previous play, he might not have all of his breath back.
Yeah, and they went right back to that well. Different result. Throwing, Osweiler. And it's caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Emmanuel Sanders. Here's Hauschka now to kick it away.
Let's go.
This will be taken about the 12. Now the Broncos offense, they get set to head back onto the field. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense getting the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field. Let's face it, perfection is something we all chase, whether it's playing this game or whatever we do. Hard to attain, but that's what they were searching for as that pass goes incomplete.
And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
Both Sanders and his running mate, Demaryius Thomas, have been over 1,000 yards each the last 3 seasons. Demaryius Thomas takes care of a lot of stuff downfield. Emmanuel Sanders likes to work inside the margins.
Great compliment for each other, aren't they?
Yeah, they work very well together.
It'll be a pickup of just 2, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Here's Hauschka now to kick it away. This will be taken about the 12. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. Looks like the defense in press coverage here.
Watch a slant. Hurry up.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Always got some breathing room. And still fighting. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 31 yards there and a 1st down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Not much happening there on first down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
That's going to be a 6-yard gain. It leaves him with 3rd down and just a yard to go.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
On 3rd and 1, Osweiler throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Broncos will add on to their lead. Well, it was 3rd and 1. I was expecting runs, so much for that. They pass it, they score it.
That had the feel of the head coach telling the offensive coordinator, you've got 4 downs here. We're going to go for it.
Here's Colton Schmidt now, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today.
Let's go,
46 on his first kick, this one in that neighborhood as well. Powers through him, and now running right through him. It's a 43-yard punt, a return of 5, and out will come the offense as they take over. Here's Brock Osweiler and the Texan offense getting set to go. And how about the start so far, Charles? 3 first-half touchdown passes.
And that's how you generate excitement on a team. Keep your offense moving at a really high level. And it's also how you establish leadership by playing that well. 3 touchdown passes, that's the way to lead.
Now he's just hoping for number 4.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Sanders has it over the middle, and he takes this one all the way across midfield into enemy territory down to the 40-yard line. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
Here we go now. 3-19.
On first down, Osweiler. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. Oh, twisting away. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this 3rd quarter. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
And his throw is incomplete. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, 3rd quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot. But they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
He's got his man here. It's Green. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. That one good for 13 and a Denver first down.
Yeah, baby.
I know anytime you watch a team run the ball really well, there's some pinball effect, people bouncing off of each other. There's also some things of beauty in there when you see these nice, explosive, strong runs. And this guy, he knows how to carry the football really well and continually wants the football. Why? He knows the offensive line is going to give him great effort, and he gives great effort himself to finish off runs. It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Now a handoff to the fullback, Janovich. And a big hit at the end of that one. He's knocked down hard. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
Let's face it, you always want a team full of guys who can get you first downs and big plays of all styles, but you've got to have a big man you can just turn and hand it to, and he can be dependable in picking up first downs.
He's going to flip one out here to his running back. It's a gain of 5, and that'll make it second down. And now they're in the hurry-up. Osweiler. His throw incomplete.
Well, partner, so much for the mismatch. How about the guy at the second level, that big linebacker, able to run with the receiver and make a play on the football?
The Broncos on third down. 5 out of 9 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. Give them 14 yards there and a Denver first down. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
Now a handoff as they run left side. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play there, second down.
And that's one of the few times they've been able to contain him. He's had a heck of a game, and maybe he's getting a little bit tired from how many times he's carried the ball. But I always think back to what all those old coaches say. The ball's not that heavy. Keep carrying it, kid.
And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's third down.
You're down 2 touchdowns. You just know defensively you absolutely have to come up with a big play. That nearly was one right there.
Looked over at the sideline immediately after the drop and just saw the dejection. They felt it. They thought he had it. Unfortunately. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. Virgil Green, his first touchdown here of the new game. Here's Colton Schmidt now as he's on to punt for Buffalo. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Now this is fielded in the end zone. There's the stiff arm. Oh, and now he bowls him over. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
I got trips this side. I got trips this side. We got 3.
Osweiler looking left side and completing it to Thomas. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 17 yards for the Broncos there as they've got themselves a first down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people who have to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big. Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete.
Now a handoff looking right. The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. And all the way home for a Broncos score. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown of the game, his 8th on the year. And the Broncos will extend their lead.
Well, 3 scores in this game, I think that deserves some type of a broad gesture. I know in hockey, that's called a hat trick, and people throw their hats out on the ice. What about us? What can we do for this guy?
Well, if I'm his teammates, I'm buying him a little steak dinner tonight, right? At least a skirt steak, probably a filet. Here's Colton Schmidt now as he's on to punt for Buffalo.
Let's go, guys.
And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. Brock Osweiler now heading out there to get set to go here on offense. He has been on his A game. We're in the third quarter. He's already in search of touchdown pass number 5.
He's played so well that it's hard for me to take my eyes off of him, even when he's not on the field. I keep finding my eyes finding him on the bench in between series, wondering what he's going to do next. This has been a blast to watch him play the position.
He's been spectacular with those 4 touchdown passes. And on the catch right side, this is Sanders. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. The Broncos on third down. Now, they've converted 7 times and could use another right now. This will be 3rd and 6. Now it's Osweiler, and he can't quite pick it. No interception so far. That probably should have been their first.
Right. Tight right here. He's tight on the right. All right, here we go.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll get 3 up to midfield.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. If they want to try that again, go play action and hit them over the top.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And now running right through him. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. 6 yards on the pickup, and it's a 2nd down. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
No. Check. Patriot. Let's go. Here we go now.
Off the play fake. Here's Osweiler. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Well, too much oomph, too much mustard there on that pass.
They really turned it loose, didn't they? Really cut loose with that one. Sharp, strong. Didn't lead to a completion, though. Made it very difficult.
And now here's a carry heading left. Fighting ahead at the 15. And he will have the first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Well, you know me, partner. I never tell them to back off of being aggressive, but sometimes you see the consequences when you're overly aggressive and you don't secure tackles. Guys break through.
Trying to sell out to pry that football loose, and just as you said, cost some yardage.
Yeah, you got to go get him. Stand him up first before you go for the ball. Don't just go for it initially.
And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down. From the gun, it's Osweiler. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line.
2nd goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football, had to eat it, and ended up on the ground.
Way back at the 17 now after the loss. It's 3rd and goal. Now they try the right side here. And he'll get nothing out of that one. Call it no gain on the play, so no help there. And now 4th and goal. Here's Colton Schmidt now as he's on to punt for Buffalo.
Let's go, guys.
And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they've got it going today.
Good contain. No gain on the screen, and it'll bring up 4th down. The Broncos will go. It's Osweiler. And they're going to try the screen. It's complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. It's a big play there for the Broncos. 39 yards. They'll throw on 1st down with Osweiler. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Marcel Darius continuing to fight downfield. The big tackle gets him for a loss of 11. On 2nd down, here's Osweiler. And the pressure gets to him again. Marcel Darius in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon.
And it has been a good game for them. They haven't been pressured very much today. But on back-to-back sacks, maybe the defense is starting to figure something out.
3rd and long. It's Osweiler. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 5 yards on the screen, but that'll take us to 4th down. Here's Colton Schmidt now as he's on to punt for Buffalo.
Let's go, guys.
And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They'll run it now out of the gun. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Play was stopped on that play, but he's had plenty of carries all afternoon. Every now and then the defense is going to win one, but I don't think they'll shy away from handing it to him the rest of the game.
Osweiler's going to throw it. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. And certainly a valuable tool to have in your kit, Emmanuel Sanders, and he's shown us quite a bit in this one.
And that's why they wanted to use him immediately. You know they come out of the locker room saying, let's get the ball to him, get our offense jump-started, and in this case, it's worked throughout the game. Thus, they have the lead.
Now Osweiler on 1st down. And his throw here's incomplete.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. They'll run it now out of the gun. Strong run, but still wrangled before reaching the 20. Only a yard on the pickup there, so it leaves them needing a conversion here on 3rd and a tough 9.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
And a short gain here down to the 22. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave them. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win.